Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So guys, the stock market's still creeping up. Today is Saturday, so the market isn't open. That is the stock market. And over the last couple of weeks now, or 2-3 weeks, we have seen some upward momentum. Crypto has been following along with it. This is quite the rebound for crypto, considering we were only trading within this zone back at the beginning of the year. And so let's calculate it, guys. This is XRP on the daily, and we hit a low of about 12.7.127 for XRP way back on March 16th, and now it's trading at about 19.4, and so we have rebounded. Actually, we've rebounded about 53% so far, so 53, or rather 52.96%. That's good. Okay, we've only lost a couple of months here worth of gains. This is good. I like seeing that we're still trading within this zone, even if we keep hovering here before we make new highs. Guys, as you can see, Bitcoin is doing the same kind of thing, hovering within that zone where we were hovering before this big breakout up to about 10,500 per BTC. And then, of course, the dump because of the beer flu pandemic. So a steady increase for crypto. Bitcoin, XRP, we're seeing lower highs and higher highs. But again, not a lot of volume, so this could turn. I'm just keeping my eyes on the S&P 500, to be honest with you, because I think if this does, and this could very well just keep going further down, we could make, even if we made it back up to our up to what the high was before, guys. This is the daily. Let's not forget, if we put it on the weekly or even on the monthly, we are still making a rebound with what is printed Fed cash. So could we form a double top here, because this is just not sustainable, and then boom, really kind of crash, 50, 60, 70%. I don't know at this point. This will definitely have effect on cryptocurrency as well. We've got the Bitcoin halving coming up, so that is in about 2 weeks' time. It's coming fast, guys. And what's happening in the space? Well, a lot of trading activity. Bitcoin and Ethereum whales are moving a whopping $358 million in crypto as Ripple transfers 55 million XRP. So XRPL Monitor on Twitter has made a note. Whale watchers are tracking a transfer of 55 million XRP worth about $10 million that hit the ledger on Thursday. The total fees for the transaction cost less than a penny, of course. And according to the data tracker BitHomp, Ripple is moving funds between its own wallet. So the San Francisco-based company startup owns more than half. Okay, we know all that. And so what they're doing is they are shuffling the balance between a couple of their wallets. Some people think it could be a wallet specifically for over-the-counter sales to institutional investors, which is fine by me. Whenever you hear that term, institutional investors, if they are interested in XRP, that to me alone is a good sign. Also, we have here Bitcoin whales. They have also been busy in the last day, moving a collective 23,544 BTC worth about 176 million US dollars. And here are those exchanges where we can see the Bitcoin transactions. A lot of trading going on from whales in the space, and so are they making a move? Are they ready for a big explosion in price? This is an interesting time right now that we're in, because there's a lot going on, including a pandemic that even 3-4 months ago we didn't know would exist. So Bitcoin halving coming up. Crypto is poised to surge, or at least it was. We are trading back into this area, which isn't too far off from, a few months ago. But there's the stock market. There is uncertainty in the markets. There is a lack of liquidity. So many things at play here that could possibly help Bitcoin, help XRP. We just kind of have to keep our eye on it and see what happens. And this guy's an XRP investor, goes viral. He says he's losing confidence in Ripple, in the third largest cryptocurrency, because he's not making gains yet. So this was found on Reddit. His post was entitled "Long-Term Hodler Losing Confidence," shot to the top of the r/Ripple subreddit. The trader questions the level of XRP adoption among financial institutions and whether Ripple's crypto-based payment product called on-demand liquidity will boost the price of XRP. In particular, he says comments made by Ripple executives, including Chief Executive Officer CEO Brad Garlinghouse, stated that a significant number of banks would utilize XRP, have not yet come to fruition. Guys, this is going to take time, and our predictions are only as good as the market conditions. This is also something that we have to keep an eye on, because When we say something is going to happen at a certain point, if everybody's ducks are in a row, and if nothing changes fundamentally in the space, those predictions could be relatively accurate. But it's a moving target, especially now with this pandemic. I give the industry more leniency now than I did before because this is really shaking things up. We don't really know what's going on behind the scenes, so we don't know the kinds of fires they're putting out with regards to the economy, not to mention the health of their citizens. But one thing we have to remember is that cryptocurrencies will be valuable if they solve a problem. We know there's a main use case for XRP. We know Ripple has continued to develop the ecosystem, continued to forge partnerships, and Brad Garlinghouse has gone on the record, guys, saying the cryptocurrencies that will be the most valuable will solve a problem. They will have real-world utility. And today, at scale, Ripple is the biggest company that is solving problems with cryptocurrency. That is a fact. So the top response to the investors' criticisms indicates a more positive trend, rising volume for Ripple's XRP-based liquidity product. So somebody stated, Ripple has been publicly stated, XRP 2019 quarter 4 markets report, that they will be introducing a new market in Latin America, Asia Pacific, and Europe in 2020. And guys, you got to remember, crypto hodlers have been way out in front of their skis for several years now. Being frank, XRP is the only asset that is delivering on its use case in production on any scale today. Way out in front of their skis for several years now. Something you got to remember, when you are an innovator, early adopter, I know people have seen this chart probably numerous times from XRP YouTube channels alone. These are the problems that we face. Nothing is going to happen quickly. We are not even in the early majority yet. Never mind the late majority and the laggards. We are still in some of us were innovators, some of us early adopters. And so the question is, how long is this timeline for you? For those of you guys looking at the screen, I am running my cursor at the bottom of this chart. And so we don't know this x-axis, we don't know the time frame of the x-axis. That's the thing. We don't know how long, whether this is 5 years, 10 years, 15, like we don't know. There's no indication to know. The best thing we can do is listen to the professionals, see what they think their timeline is. And guys, this is why I bring up videos from 2018, Brad Garlinghouse mentioning, within 3 to 5 years, this thing is really going to explode. Again, that was 2018, predicting for 2021, 2023. In the meantime, we're going to see a ramp up to that. But also that was 2018, so how much has changed since then? Again, a big question mark. This is why I like to keep up to date on what's going on, and I'm sure why you guys do as well. So we got XRP Crypto Wolf here. Ripple's Spring is introducing a new content series called Developer Reflections, which will highlight some of the work being done in the community. So a new series highlighting some of the work that's that's happening and growing in the XRP community by talented developers using the open source protocols, tools, and services that Spring helps to build and maintain. So if you're a developer that uses the XRP-L Interledger Spring SDK, XRP API, Ripple Lib, XRP CLI, or related open source technologies in your products and apps, then we want to hear from you. So a small subset of the population, though it is some news, very interesting, but not surprising that Spring wants to reach out to their developers and make their lives as easy as possible. And guys, did you see this? So this from ASM Future on Twitter. Thanks so much for posting this. There you have it. The U.S. just went bankrupt. So this is U.S. unfunded liabilities versus U.S. total national assets. And as you can see here, this number is now larger than this number. So more liabilities than assets. Technically, the United States of America is in the hole. So this is going to have some implications on things, I'm sure, moving forward. Of course, this is from that Debt Clock website. And I'm sure some of those higher ups will just say, well, let's just print more money to solve the problem. That is perhaps an idea, although probably not the best or smartest. Nevertheless, let's move along here. So XRP Crypto Wolf posts this, and this from Benoit Curé from the Bank for International Settlements. He said the first CBDC report will be ready in September, and it will establish an approach between Europe, England, Sweden, Canada, Japan, Switzerland, and the United States of America. Some interesting things here stated in the report. So let me just read you this. So this from Benoit Curé. I'm very happy to answer this question regarding digital currencies. The crisis should not, in fact, prevent thinking in the longer term. I am convinced beyond France and Europe that this crisis will accelerate technological changes, in particular in the financial field. It will give a boost to digital finance, both in banking and in payments. We can see the distrust that the virus is provoking today with regard to banknotes. This distrust is anecdotal and temporary and incidentally unjustified, but the crisis will more generally encourage working at a distance and dematerialization. We will need digital financial instruments to make the new world work. So that's very important. He continues by saying, should these instruments include a central bank digital currency? I cannot answer for the euro. It is up to the ECB to do so. She has her own work on the subject. I'm assuming he's talking about Christine Lagarde. The BIS is trying to coordinate global thinking. I co-chair a task force on this subject with the Deputy Governor of the Bank of England, John Cunliffe. A first report will be ready in September. I will establish a common approach between the Eurozone, England, Sweden, Canada, Japan, Switzerland, and the United States of America. A few more snippets from this. We are going to identify common principles, in particular, interoperability between MNBCs in order to ensure the proper function of the international monetary system. So interoperability, one of those keywords there, something that's built into RippleNet that can be used through XRP. This transition will take the time it will take because the choice of the type of electronic money implemented can have quite strong consequences on financial intermediation. We will get there, but it will probably take a little time. All this is only just a personal opinion, so his personal opinion regarding the matter. Nevertheless, one of the heads there at the BIS, the Bank for International Settlements, obviously these guys talk. You know, in this statement here, he mentions it's up to the ECB to do what they're doing, and he says she has her own work on the subject, meaning Christine Lagarde. I think. But they're all friends. All these guys kind of switch positions every few years. They all know the what's what, and better yet, we know we've seen Brad Garlinghouse at those meetings with the BIS, with the ECB, with the IMF. So again, straightening out the world in order to roll out a digital currency plan. This one in particular will focus on Europe, England, Sweden, Canada, Japan, Switzerland, and the United States. So that's great news there. And guys, did you see this? So real quickly, Yeshua Taylor points out, I keep seeing more and more Ledger Nano browser plugin victims. I really don't understand it. How often are you people messing with your cold storage that this happens? I have the Ledger Nano X and haven't had to touch it since I set it up. So apparently there is a scam going on with the Chrome browser. Guys, don't get fooled. There are hackers out there making you think you need a Chrome extension for your Ledger Nano. Don't download anything other than from the official Ledger Nano website. And again, more reason just to keep your crypto on the ledger and don't fiddle too much with it. You can download their app and check your balance that way. You don't need to keep plugging it in every day to see where your balance is at. And so, guys, if you don't have a ledger, I always encourage people to buy one if they don't, because having your crypto on the exchange is not terribly safe. I have an affiliate link. You can use it if you want. You do not have to use it, but be aware of scams. I always like to tell my viewers, be aware of scams. These scammers in the community need to be dealt with. Finally, guys, this from Anders Lundberg on Twitter at @X_Anderson. Polysign is a crucial piece of the puzzle. And so we've heard about Polysign, but he retweets this tweet here from All the Money at Real Lisa Daily. So Polysign has updated their website, and I'm just going to go to the website here. Building the future for digital assets, Polysign develops state-of-the-art, secure, scalable infrastructure for financial institutions to fully leverage their digital assets. I know a lot of you guys know about Polysign. I'm just going to go through some of this for those of you guys who do not know what it is. So the opportunity of a generation. Our mission at Polysign is to drive global use of digital assets by building best-in-class infrastructure that enables institutions to secure and transact in digital assets across the capital markets and payment sectors. And guess what, guys? Proprietary blockchain technology, leading blockchain architects Arthur Brito and David Schwartz designed Polysign's technology engine for securing digital assets. Their third-generation proprietary private blockchain technology is foundational to the development of digital asset infrastructure. Goes on, talks a little bit more about what they do. This is interesting, though. Silicon Valley meets Wall Street. We see David Schwartz here, a board member and advisor. But what's pointed out here, very, very interesting from Anders Lundberg. Tim Keeney, vice chairman, retired vice chairman of BNY Mellon, head of asset processing and global markets, led an organization of 25,000 people responsible for custodying 25% of global institutional assets. Guys, this is an opportunity of a generation, as they put it here. Our mission at Polysign is to drive the use of global digital assets by building the best in-class infrastructure that enables institutions to secure and transact in digital assets across the capital markets and payment sectors. And it was set up by the people who created XRP. So this is a sure shot to me. And I thought it'd be interesting to look at the numbers with regards to Tim Keeney's assessment here of 25% of global institutional assets. So I found the numbers here and from the World Economic Forum, and unfortunately I could only find the numbers from 2013. Estimating the global institutional asset base, it's approximately $70 trillion. And again, guys, this is 7 years ago. So I'm sure this has grown by leaps and bounds since then. And it breaks it down in the Americas, has about 40% of the total. The EMEA has about 36%. And the APAC has about 24%. I calculated it. And 25% of 70 trillion is $17.5 trillion. And now Tim Keeney is on the board with David Schwartz. Some heavy hitters here looking to shift the mindset of Wall Street, moving everybody into digital, and I think this will eventually come to fruition. Slowly but surely, it takes time, of course, and I think eventually 100% of global institutional assets will be running through XRP one day. But even at 25%, even just a small piece of the pie, guys, that is $17.5 trillion running through XRP. Not saying it's happening right now, but this is what they're setting up for the future. So just remember, if you're getting impatient, guys, we are the early adopters. We are the same people who saw benefit in Bitcoin in the year 2010, when you can put in a little bit of money and come out a multi-millionaire, if not a billionaire. But that's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.